White wife said she was going to call the police on me.
The way that nobody gave a fuck for me, like, chow. Anyways, what y'all cooking for dinner today? Because I have no idea. I went grocery shopping and I still don't know what I'm cooking.
22 seconds, gone, doesn't matter. Demons and ghouls, ghouls and demons, how we feeling, how we doing? Quick video, just seeing this like, wow. Like, do we just not care? You know, like, do we really just not care? And I wonder why, you know? It makes sense. Yeah, you're a black guy. Yeah, she's a white woman. She cried wolf, woohoo. But there's kind of different angles that you could look at it instead of just the race angle. But obviously, this guy was looking for the race angle. Like, super race baiting. Like, hey, my white wife. Come on, buddy. She was your white wife when you married her. Or your white girlfriend at one point. She was your white ting, your white shorty. That was your white, you know, boo. So, what's the issue? She's trying to get full custody of the kids in Tate house. Don't be cheese. Okay, be cheese. I'll be cheese too, but, you know, just the responses altogether, it's like, what the freak? What's really going on here, you know? So, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Hit that like button, share with a friend. See what they're saying. Golly shucks. Let's get into it.
I recently posted a video about how my white wife filed a false allegation against me in order to advance a divorce. A number of people had asked me in previous posts whether or not she was white. I answered, my wife said she was going to call the police on me. My white wife said she was going to call the police on me. So the responses that I've gotten sound like that's what you should have expected. That's what they do. You had no business there. Are they the only ones who file false abuse charges against black men? What are we saying about them if that is the case? What are we saying about black men if that's the case? What are we saying about white parents who are raising white girls and white boys? What are we saying? What are we saying when we say that's what you get? That's what you should expect from white women. I'd love to hear from white women. What do you think about this idea that black men should expect you to betray them? Can't wait to hear the answers. My wife said she was going to call the police on me. My white wife.
If it isn't the consequences to his very own actions.
I choose to relinquish any firearms to the police right here.
So I checked that.
Right. Yeah, well, read through it yourself. Take the time to make sure you read through it yourself. I'm not going to directly check anything.
Wait a minute, but so
there you go.
I choose to relinquish. I did relinquish.
Yep.
Okay.
Make sure we go through this. Read the top paragraph.
I acknowledge that I have been served in the above captioned action and protection of abuse order. Protection from abuse order.
Correct.
Which includes petitioners. I acknowledge that attachment A is an inventory of firearms. Okay.
I'll come back. No phone calls, social media. Just cease contact.
Social media.
Nothing.
What do you mean?
No contact.
Like Instagram.
No contact.
Correct.
Oh, I'm not contacting her
Whatsoever.
Okay.
Yes. Make sure you show up to that court date at 12, and they'll give you further direction from there. All right.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Have a good day. All right. Leaving home. Leaving home like a criminal. Yeah. Leaving home. Gotta go.
All right. So this is a PFA, right?
Right.
So you're with
So this is a conversation that we need to have, because I've learned of this when I was in my 20s. One of my neighbors told me that this is what they did. So some women choose to file a PFA, which is a protection from abuse. They go to a courtroom and they're able to obtain this. What this does is it's basically like a restraining order. It gives them a leverage in a divorce, a separation. And that way they can immediately evict the person from the premises, and they're able to obtain the house. It also gives them a leverage on the possessions within the home, because in order for them to obtain their possessions, they have to get, usually they'll have to pay like a sheriff's office or something like that to come out to the property in order to obtain their possessions. So that gives them, time to hide things, sell things, or whatever it is that they're planning to do with those things. This is an abuse of the system, and it's disgusting. There's so many people, men and women, who are in abusive relationships, and that's what this is supposed to be meant for. It's not meant for people to abuse the system in order to gain things out of a divorce. I think it's so disgusting. When my neighbor told me about this plan that she had, I cussed her out because it's horrible. I've known of so many people in abusive relationships, and you know what? Men are abused as well. Okay. I had a coworker, her son unalived himself because of the abuse that he was getting from his wife, verbal and physical. She would throw things at him. She treated him like crap. He just couldn't take it anymore, and he unalived himself. So, fellas, I recognize that you guys are also abused. In some, you guys also suffer abuse in relationships. So it goes both ways. This is abuse. Okay? If he is completely innocent in this, in my opinion, his spouse would be the one that's abusive, because this is an abuse of the system in order to hurt him, to harm him. And hopefully he can prove his innocence, and maybe even possibly sue her and talk to a lawyer to see if there's anything that he can do. And courtrooms, judges need to also understand that this is a tactic, a strategy that many women use in order to gain in the system. And that is disgusting. If you know of any women who do this, you need to call them out on it and let them know that it's disgusting.
I mean, my white wife said she was going to call the police.
So I don't know why he decided to say his white wife, but okay. Apparently this black man is married to this white woman, and I guess at some point, I don't know, he thought the grass was greener on the other side or something. I don't know. Anyway, he gets with this woman because, she's his piece, and she's, everything that, she's supposed to be. And they get married, and for whatever reason now she wants a divorce. So she is getting ready to make a false accusation saying that, he's abusing her, to get the police to come out to force an eviction and get him out of the house, and ultimately help her file the divorce. So the police come and evict this man from his house. And, he's getting on the internet like, he needs, he tossing up the hat. He needs some support or help, or, because, his white wife is making false claims, just making his life miserable. And all I have to say about that is, did anybody want anything from the store?
My wife filed a false abuse claim against me.
I'm going to try to do this as quick as possible, and this is why I'm starting a YouTube channel to help fathers and to help men know what their rights are in court when it pertains to abuse claims, when it pertains to custody, when it pertains to just protecting your assets as an individual. But what I would tell you, sir, is I was an individual that was definitely done the same exact way. My child's mother went and filed a order of protection, and therefore when she filed that, she put an abuse claim in there so that way they can absolutely evict me from my home. It didn't matter that I was getting displaced. It didn't matter that I didn't have nowhere to go. Thank God I went to go live with my mother. And I still had to pay half of the rent in that residence. One, because my name was on the lease, and two, I didn't want her to get evicted because therefore it would have fell on me as well. Fast forward the story, I think us as individuals, as men, we need to understand that we need to go to court when these allegations are made against us and advocate for ourselves and bring evidence. Because one thing the judge is going to look for is police reports, evidence, pictures. Those things are going to be taken into account. And if she can't prove what she's making an allegation against you about, they'll throw it out. And a lot of times, us as men, we have a bad representation, and we have almost like a bad faith type of mentality when it comes to coming to court, being angry, being upset, and demonstrating why we can be a danger. You see, he doesn't need to prove that you are a danger. He just needs to see that there's some evidence of you possibly being a danger. So when you come to court and you're upset and you're mad that you're there, that's just furthering her case. You go there and you're calm and collected and you tell, I don't know what's going on. This woman filed this behind my back. This is so spiteful. This is so negative, blah, blah, blah. You tell them how it's impacting your life. Not only will they throw it out, but they'll turn around and tell you, do you need us to give you some type of reassurance or some protection from her? Because if you don't think she's going to be angry that now you get to move back into that home and now you get to go back into that space, and you don't think she's going to be upset and lash out and make you have to do something that you have to defend yourself, but it may look like you put your hands on her when in reality you were protecting yourself. There's so many scenarios that come from these type of things. But us as men, we need to learn how to operate correctly, and we need to operate in a positive space. You see, she's helping you get out of a situation where you can go find a woman that will actually be with you, be your wife, be someone you can love. And when someone goes and does something like this, especially when they're not thinking about the actions of how it's going to affect your life as a man and affect her life as a woman, a lot of these women do things out of impulse. And we're talking about women right now, ladies. We're not talking about men. Don't tell us and don't get in the comments talking about what these men are doing. Stay on top of it. We're talking about the women right now. My advice to you, sir, would be get you an attorney. Don't try to speak to her anymore. And most importantly, get your mental health together, brother. This is a situation where it can tear down a man, and you need to empower yourself through this. Make yourself strong, make yourself whole, because this is something that definitely changed my life, and I actually thank my child's mother for it now because I get to watch my daughter grow up every day. I've had custody of her since October 4th, 2016. I plan to be there for the rest of her life or until I'm not on this earth no more. So I can thank her for that.